Oh Lord. Tide ho. Oh Lord. Ho tide. Lord. Oh my.
Tide.
Wait a minute. Oh Lord.
Hey guys,
Hey,
what's going on?
girl, we're back. We're ready.
Did y'all miss us? It's
I
been
am
so long.
team
We haven't
ready to
seen
give
y'all.
I am team ready to give y'all another episode. We are ready. We're being
We're
consistent
really
now.
doing it. We're really trying. We told
Yeah.
y'all we were
I
gonna
really gotta bring that
try.
up every time. I'm sorry.
Yes. Listen, we gotta be proud of ourselves. If you can't be proud of yourself, how you gonna be proud of somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
You got it, amen. Let's get into it because we want to make sure that we keep these videos not too long. We want to keep them
Yeah.
short,
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
as possible. So, you want to tell them what we're talking about today?
Yeah, but first, let's tell
Oh,
them who we are.
girl, this is Todd Ho, but the bitch ain't tired.
And I'm a Lord. Oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord. You know?
T.O. Show.
Yeah, it's our show.
We don't have any sponsors, but if you know anyone, please holler at us. Put it in the comments at the
Yes.
bottom.
Listen,
We
we
will advertise
we would do
anything, especially if we can get something for
well,
free.
well, well. I'm not doing the
Wait,
"Make America Great Again" hat.
okay,
Just keep
honey.
that.
I mean,
I'll throw it in there.
baby. Let me say, if they have listened to this, they know we're not doing that. Okay, so we don't
Yeah,
have to even say that. We'll
yeah.
just say, you know what? Go to listen to all our videos. You will know that no, we're not those kind of queens. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So we are going to talk about WebLyfe. It's
Yeah.
actually a YouTube show
Uh
on
huh.
YouTube. It's reality, and it's about us girls. Us in the community. So and Oh Lord is the one that introduced me to the show because one of his favorite stars is on that
Okay, girl, you're doing too
show.
much. You're doing too much.
I
You're
don't
doing
know
too
why I
much.
really don't care for the boy too
You're
much.
doing
I
too
don't know
much.
what it
You're doing
is.
too much. It's already started. You're already started being too much.
Honey, that's your girl.
You're doing too much. Like that wig. But
Okay.
anyways, girl. No, it's what made us watch it? Wait a minute. I think we just saw it. I think I just saw an advertisement for it. I was like, okay, let me
Mhm.
give this a try. Let's try this out. See if it's actually interesting. I think we watched the trailer. It was like, it's, you know, let's just get into it.
Yes, because basically we're gonna do a overview over the whole show. Basically, we're not gonna go through
Yes.
episode by episode. We're
No,
just gonna give you our,
we're
all
not
our
doing all
thoughts
that.
on it.
We're not gonna do all that. We're just
Yeah,
gonna
we're just
boom,
gonna let you
plop
know
it,
what they did
plop.
that season, what was happening, what was going on. So,
We're just gonna plop it right here.
okay, so do you want to go to the least people that had a storyline, or you want to go to the one that had the most? I feel like maybe we should go to the least because if we
We
go
could
to the
get them
people
out the
that
way
had the
quicker.
storyline, we'll forget about the least.
Agreed. I can agree with that.
Okay, so who you want to start with?
I think we can start with Chris, who had the lead
Okay, Chris,
storyline.
yes. And Chris was actually the guy we was talking about that was in one of those web shows that we were talking about
Yes, he
off
was
of
in
Tyson Plus.
Raising Eli, the one about domestic abuse. He was in
Yes.
that.
He needed to raise his voice before he tried to raise someone. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you felt like he was given this season?
Body, you know.
He did give body. He did. And judgment as well.
Yes.
He
A
did
lot of
that.
that. A
He made
lot.
that known.
Especially with that whole thing of Brandon's OnlyFans thing, which we'll get to that in a second.
And they made it about the whole season, you guys. So
They
it will
made
be
literally
brought
the
up
entire
in
season about
everybody we
that.
talk about because they made it a big deal. When I'd be like, so
And that's the
next,
point. It's just like, girl, it's 2020 now. Who
yes,
don't have one at this point? I mean, some of us don't, but I mean, we all at least know somebody that has an OnlyFans.
and that's fine. We are not shaming sex workers. We're not. Hell, at least they can pay for it. Some of us doing it for free.
You
I'm
know,
one of
and
them.
girl,
I think
listen,
I
they're
need to
having
start
fun.
charging. How long?
Listen.
Well, he pays half of the bill, so I guess his part. How about that? So I don't know. Maybe
Period.
that's just paying for it. So you saying that you so back where what you were saying.
Um. Okay. So he really didn't have a storyline, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he really didn't contribute to it in a way that felt like, oh, I like this person, or oh, they're doing something, or something like that. How about
Mm-hmm.
what did you think? What do you think?
I would piggyback on what you said. To me personally, he didn't have a personality. Besides, he didn't have one. Um, he really didn't. I don't think he brought anything to the show. I think he was just more of a laid back, judgy person. Like I think he was a very judgmental person, and I don't know. He just gives me one of those people that he wants you to praise him, and I think that's when his personality comes out. And I think the point is with these reality shows, you have to already have a personality at the end of the day. Because if you
Agreed.
want to be one of those people that you want a person to bring that out of you, and a person like, oh, girl, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to showcase myself. So if you want to sit in the
Right.
background, we always need a person in the background for the first season, and then they don't come back. You can be that girl. So I felt like he wasn't really bringing anything because he had 1 minute say that he didn't have an issue with the situation. Well, he said he had an issue with the situation, and then when the other guy Larry said something about it, like he shouldn't be judged for that, and then he was back and forth with it. And I'm like, girl, you need to make your own decision up about it at the end of the day. And I feel like basically he I don't know. I feel like he just didn't have a clear conscience of which way he wanted to go once he was called out by
Right.
Larry about him having an issue with it, and definitely seeing what the other people was doing because it became this bullying kind of tactics. Or again, shaming Brandon from doing sex work or whatever, and I didn't really care for that. I do not like. I don't mind you trying to look at both sides. I don't mind that, but I feel like if you're gonna make judgment, or you're gonna basically when you make judgment, I feel like you're picking a side of what you want to stand on, and I feel like you should stand on that. So I don't like a person that they go wherever the wind blows, and I kind of feel like it's kind of like a charade move. And I know a lot of Libras do that because charade is a Libra. They do that because they like to balance the scale, but it can be very fake. And I need to
Yeah,
know
it
what
can
side
come
you
off as
stand
that.
on. Yeah, because when I'm with my friends, I'm on their side, but I always want them to hear the other side. At the end of the day, because I'm going to be complete. I'm still on your side, but I'm going to tell you what I see at the end of the day, and it may not be in your favor of the way you're looking in the situation, but I need you to understand that I'm on your side. I have to be honest, and I want you to be that way for me because sometimes I may not see it. So he's that kind of person, and that's all I really got to say about him. I really don't see, but he's a very good
Agreed.
looking guy. I haven't heard the music, not gonna lie, haven't heard it. Uh, and then the funny thing is, he was talking about Brandon, and he made Brandon one of his love interests on his music. So that's very bad business if you're gonna shame a person that you was basically working with, and you want this person
You
to
know
help you
what? I didn't
promote
think
your
about that,
song.
but yes. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I did not think about that. I
Oh,
forgot
he did
actually
that.
about that. I forgot about that
He's
because it
forgetful.
was kind of like, oh, okay. It was kind of forgettable, the song and the video. Well, I don't know the song, like you said, I haven't heard it, so I can't really
Hmm.
call if it's bad or if it's forgettable or whatever. I just know that, yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, you're right.
Hmm. Oh, that happened. I be paying attention. So, but like I say, gorgeous. Handsome. He's a very good looking guy. He's basically team dark skin. I stand strong by my dark skinned people
Yeah,
because somebody got to do it because they don't get a lot of love.
agreed.
Only they get love when they fall into a stereotype. You know
Agreed.
what that's all about. So, you have any last words on him? We want to make it very
No,
quick, but we don't want to
I
spend
think
too
that was
long
it.
on that.
I think that
Okay,
was it
okay.
because he didn't
So,
really, like I said, he didn't contribute. So we're good. Next one.
mhm. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Larry. So, what do you feel about Larry?
um, Okay.
Oh, girl, was that you saying something?
I wasn't.
Just
I was trying. Hold on. I wasn't. I was trying.
you guys don't feel bad. She's very shady. I told her to send me because I couldn't remember their names, all of them. I knew a couple of them, and by his name, he said the old young light skin guy basically
Okay.
because he kind of looks. Oh, girl, I'm calling you out because he kind of looks
Wow.
old, but at the same time he's young but old. But I don't know. It's a confusion.
Yeah. Like he's not
Confused
don't get
situation.
me wrong. He's not a it's not that. It's just you can
Okay.
see,
Okay.
okay, girl.
No, they always give these light skinned people strong points due to the point that they're light skinned.
That's true. That's true. I did
Because they got a lot of light skinned people that look good light skinned, but if they was dark skinned, they may not look good.
that's true too. I did feel like he had a lot more going on, but he was more a support character. Like
Yes.
he was more there to support and help other people go through what they needed to go through and be there to kind of go, well, think about this. Let's talk about this. And it's like, I feel like the problem with being that support character is your life and your story and your things and your this and your that falls on the wayside.
Yeah, because they're basically what you're yeah, like you said, whatever you're supporting is, pushing yourself on the back burner. Like no one's not gonna be talking about you. So my point is if I'm realizing that, I'm like, girl, I really don't want to talk about Brandon. I really don't care.
Yeah. Or if I'm
Let's
talking
talk about
about it,
me.
I'm going to talk about it briefly because I didn't come here to talk about that. I came here to advertise my work and to talk about my things. Now, I will support him
Hmm.
in what he does, and I don't care. And if he's doing that, he's doing that. That's on him. That's what he has chosen. But let's talk about this album that I got coming out, y'all. Let's get into the
Hmm.
music. You know?
What I'm dropping, that new show I'm gonna be in, because
Yes.
he was actually in a show on Signal 23 about him, and it was supposed to be the prejudice.
Presidential one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, and what's
that
his
one.
name was in that too, girl. Wade
Who?
from Noah's Ark.
Oh, my side piece.
Yeah, girl, and
Mm.
he was straight.
We might get Signal again, you guys. We
He was
may give
straight,
them put something else
and
in their pocket,
we didn't
not
see.
too
Okay,
much.
now hold on. Now we didn't see full frontal, but we saw the back.
For who? Wade?
We didn't. We didn't.
Oh, but we didn't see the
But we did
backside.
see the
Did we at
back.
least get
We
that?
saw that. Yes.
Okay, so that's all we need. I really admire, because me and him is the same size. I mean, same height. I'm saying size. I wish. I'm trying to get there, you guys.
We are.
You
We
know,
are. Mhm.
we both are. So I don't know anything else we need to add about Larry. Anything else you want to say?
No, that was it. Larry, next season,
Yeah,
try
like,
not to be a support character. If you do that,
absolutely.
have balance with the support character role. Be your own person, but also be a support character. But make sure your own person is interesting. I guess that's the problem.
Absolutely.
Like
It's like I said, it's good to, like you said, be supportive and stuff like that. But at the same time, have a personality. We came for the show for drama, tea, shade, mess, and showing me what you do at the end of the day. So I
exactly.
don't think he has it for reality shows goes or whatever the case may. I think same thing for who was it we was talking about early?
Chris.
Chris. Yeah, him too. Same thing. Okay,
Yeah,
so our next person we want to get on is we're going to talk about Lacey.
we could probably talk about both of them at the same time, Lacey and Freshie, because they were kind of a package
Lacey and
deal.
Freshen.
Um,
Absolutely. These are lesbian couples and they
yes,
have gotten married on the show actually.
yeah, and we like that. That was cute. Um,
Absolutely.
I wanted Lacey to really be that girl, to be the shady girl.
She is.
Cause you know how like you can look at somebody and you're like, ooh, they got good shade. Like you could tell, you could just look at them and tell, like, ooh,
Mhm.
she's dangerous. She's dangerous with that. I just felt it, and I wish she
Mhm.
had played into that role. Like, be the shady girl of the series. Because we need one. We really needed a good shady girl on this series. We just needed one.
And she has it. I think the point is the first season, so we'll allow her to pass. We feel like we definitely want to see her for
Come back.
next season. We really
Oh,
do.
absolutely. I want her to come back.
'Cause she got that
Please.
mouthpiece and she's very sure of herself, and I like that.
Yeah, and I think she was interesting. And it was interesting to see where she was going. I loved her wedding. I loved the little bits and pieces of shade that she threw out there because I knew she had it in her. I was like, she has it in her. She
Hmm.
got shade in her bones. You know?
She brings it. Do you feel like she was slut shaming Brandon about his OnlyFans?
Um, in what point do you mean? Like what scene in what particular moment are you kind of addressing?
Well, what do you feel like I said, basically, do you feel like she was joining on the bandwagon, or maybe she wasn't just saying nothing at all about the situation? Reason why we're bringing this up, you guys, again, we're bringing it up because that was basically
The entire
the
story.
season.
It was literally
That was it.
the entire season was Brandon
So
only
we have to bring it up.
Brandon from About Him did OnlyFans. It's like that was it. They
That
kept
was it
wanting us to know that.
on every episode, from the top to the bottom.
Literally. And we were just like, girl, I get it. You know, like it's just like, okay, what else is
Hmm.
there? You know, like it's just what else is there?
Don't worry, we're gonna get to it. So, do you feel like she was on their side
I
of
think
shaming
she
him?
was in the middle. I think she was like
Yeah.
trying to see what was going on. And, you know how it is when you're just like, well, I don't know what's happening, but let me listen and see what's going on.
Hmm.
You know how it is. You
Hmm.
know, when you're just like,
It's one of those situations where I think the point is what reality shows, you guys need to understand. Sometimes you can know where you can dead a situation and, get everyone to talk it out, but you really don't want that.
exactly.
Sometimes because you need to keep the story going. And I feel like she's one of those people that I believe she has the voice to say, okay, you can need to stop it. At the end of the day, like, you're doing too much. And I feel like that's where I felt like she was on, because she really didn't really say too much or say anything, but I knew that she had the ability to stop,
Yeah.
this from continuing. But
I think
why
her
not?
concern
Because
was
it's a
more
show.
so her concern was more so the Mikey Brandon situation because she kept asking about that. She was more interested in that, where she's like, "Are y'all
I
together?"
think she just have an issue with Mikey. I think
Yeah,
definitely she was upset about the situation with the wedding where Mikey was acting a fool, which he's up next, you guys, that we're going to
yeah,
be talking
yeah.
about.
I yeah, we'll talk about that. Which she has every right because, girl, this is my wedding. Why are you here if you feel away? You know, like what's
Yeah,
all this?
I get that. I do get that, but like, let's just wrap her up and then we'll bring that up.
Yeah,
So, do you feel like she's good for next season?
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do believe that I want to see Lacey back on second season. Like I
Okay.
said, I think she has shady intentions in her. I feel like she could be good to shade people. She could be a very good shady person, but
Hmm.
I don't think she tapped into that. I think she was probably more preoccupied with her wedding and
Hmm.
that being her storyline and her storyline with Brent because she actually did have storylines, but they didn't really explore them. Like the storyline with her and Brandon when she was talking about how okay, yeah, you know what? And this goes back to your question, do you think that she was slut shaming Brandon? Going back to that, her storyline with Brandon was that well, we at Signal 23, we sent you a thing so you can we sent you a script to try out for a show. But you're doing OnlyFans. Are you okay? Do you need the money? Yeah. So she was kind of being slut shamey in that moment. But
Hmm.
I also feel like she did have a storyline with Brandon where she was like, what about this Signal 23 check? I thought we was cool. Do you have a problem with Signal 23? What's going on? That kind of thing. So
Hmm.
I think she should come back.
Yeah,
What
I
about
feel
you?
like you should come back too. I feel I feel like when it's a person first season, sometimes they're very cautious of, a lot of things that they're saying. They don't I think the point is until you see yourself and definitely get to know the people that you're around and stuff like that, I think you'll have more to play on or whatever case may be. So I
I can
think she
agree with
did well
that.
for the first season, and I feel like definitely for her to come back, yes. I we do agree that production was focusing on the wrong things, and I
Yes,
feel like, at some point they need to say, let's just wrap that up. We need to stop talking about this because it's not going anywhere. And it's like we're not getting to know everyone individually. Um,
agreed.
for us tapping into their storylines and, about them and stuff like that. So which brings us on. So are we done with Miss Lacey?
Yes, we are. We're done with
And
Miss
like I said, we
Lacey.
stand her girlfriend as well, Freshie as well. So
Yeah,
no, I'm
and that's
sorry,
why I said they're a
her
package
wife,
deal.
her
They're a
wife.
package deal. So we were talking about them both at the same time. But
Hmm.
also, Lacey had more of a storyline than Freshie did.
Well, I don't
So
think Freshie
yeah,
is a person that's supposed to be on the show. She's basically supposed to be just the wife of the show versus her being a cast member. So
I can see that. I can agree with you there.
I would hope that that's what it was. If she was supposed to be a person that was supposed to have her own peach, I guess. Just saying, didn't see that. Okay, well, I guess we can go to our last two ones, which they're basically. Oh no, we have Mikey. I'm so sorry, you guys. So sorry.
Yeah,
So we have Mikey, and again, oh Lord had put Mikey looks a hot mess. Okay,
because
this
you
is
kept
his
saying that. Did you
text.
not kept saying that?
I did. I was saying that from G Satis. If you're gonna be
You
on the show, I think
did.
I'm not saying you need to wear couture, but I definitely feel like you should be able to go. You can go by H&M or Forever 21. I'm look Route 21. I mean, I'm just saying you can go a lot. Isn't it Route 21? It's Route 21, right?
It is.
I want to make sure that girl wig. I haven't shopped there in years. So
Oh yeah, I remember that.
they
That
have
was
some
that
nice
was in our
clothes.
club
They
hopping
have good deals.
days. That was in our club hopping days.
Oh yeah, girl, don't worry. We're gonna get back to it. Don't worry. We're working on these bodies, you guys. We're gonna get back there. So let's get into Mikey's storyline. What did you really felt about him?
Um, I feel like he gave a lot of drama, but I don't think a lot of his drama was about him.
Of course, I'll agree with that.
And I feel like when he did other things that was about him, it felt very one-sided, if that makes sense. Like it was like, yeah, I'm going through this thing with Lace at Lace's wedding where it's my I don't like weddings because when am I gonna get married? And it's like, okay, but what does that have to do with Lacey? Like why can't you
Hmm.
just come to her event and be happy for her and be proud of her and that's it? You know?
Yeah.
Like why are you making this about you? That's the question I had. Like, why are you making this about you when this is about Lacey and about her getting married and being happy? And I get what he was trying to say. Don't get me
Hmm.
wrong. I got where he was going. But
Yeah.
my thing was, it's just like, girl, what is this? Why are you doing this? Why are we doing all this?
Well, maybe I should step in. I really feel what he was given this season, and maybe I'm looking too far into it. But for as I felt like he was really going through a depressed moment. I feel like something really was going on wrong, going on with him. And I feel like, definitely with the situation when he brought up when he was talking about, oh, well, I really want to find that for me, like when I'm going to find that. And basically, the person that he did had a crush on, which I feel like he still do, which is Brandon, has a boyfriend and, other people around him. They're
In happy
with their
relationships.
mates and stuff like that. And I feel like he's at that moment where it's like, where's mine? And I feel like, yeah, it can be like that sometimes. I do feel like, yeah, at the wedding, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have act like that. I'm a Cancer, so sometimes I know that if I'm going through something, I'll try my best to not project of how I'm really feeling inside. And I think, it really takes a person to tell a person, like, not to feel like, you got to be this certain way when you're just going through something. But, I'm trying to show up and I'm trying to be supportive. And it's on that point where, I do customer service, and some days, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really be having nothing to give to people, but I have to do a job. I have to pay bills. And yes, I know it's a job that I signed up for, but let's just say the people that we're serving doesn't make it easy for us. It's a lot, and we go through life, and things are happening, and it's been a whole strong past year where, being an essential worker, dealing with COVID, where we're putting our life on the line and we're being treated like crap. We got people coming to the store buying things that is not essential, and we're being cursed out and talked to and talked down to and stuff like that. So it's a lot of that. And it's like, I lost family due to COVID and stuff like that. And I still had to push through and come to work. So yeah, sometimes when you want to be supportive of people and you want to go to a job and do the best you can, it's like you're human. And sometimes, at some point, I feel like in that point right there for him, it was just like, ugh, and I feel like that's what it was for me, for him, is that he wanted to be supportive. I mean, he came, and I'm quite sure he wanted to be there for that. And it was just, life was just hitting him. And I get her feelings too about that situation, but I understand her point being selfish on that point, but I think you really have to look at the person itself who's having this issue and say, you know what, I did took it that way, but what's going on with you at the end of the day? And I don't feel like she really fully accepted his answer of why he was feeling the way he was feeling, or why he was acting the way he's feeling. Oh, I just feel like it was my wedding and all that. And it's like, but this person has feelings. This person may be going through something, actually. So I felt like it. I just feel that way, I feel like
I
he was
guess
going
I
through
can
something the whole
understand that.
season. I don't feel like he was able to stand on any strong grounds or having his own opinion. And we can definitely say he was piggybacking on a lot of things with Brandon, or whatever case may be. So I just felt like he was out this season. I just felt like something was wrong with him.
I can understand that.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. I guess I'll give you that, girl. I guess.
Yeah, I just felt that whole season, like something was wrong with him. I felt like he was like depressed or something. I was like, he seems like he's not where he needs to be mentally. At the end of the day, it's a lot that's going on, especially when you're being filmed and stuff like that. And it's like it I believe it takes a toll. I mean, I don't have experience of that. I can just only imagine, because it's just like I said, when I work customer service, I always want to give off a strength in me, and definitely not having a person worry about me or whatever case may be. Because I'm sorry, it's a shield when I come to work. I be trying to put up this shield, but some days I'm like, damn, shit, I'm like, this shit happening or whatever case may be. Life is happening to me, and you have to bottle all up and just show up. So I'm quite sure that's just a screen, because in the end, they're doing this show. This is work, and you got to bottle all this up, and you have to perform.
True.
And that's why I look at, like I said again, do I think he should come back? No.
Yeah, if he was going through a lot, don't come back.
Yeah, I don't think he should come back.
Not to say that you weren't good TV, but for your sake.
Hmm. And I think maybe he could have tapped more into that. I think he did spoke about it or whatever case, but maybe this would have been a point of him having a journey on the show to, I guess pursue of the happiness. Like if he have issue with his weight, which I feel like he does, he could have been saying, I'm gonna work on this, I'm gonna do this, or whatever case may be. It could have been things that could have been you know, motivation for the viewers, at the end of the day. And but I know in that point he didn't have that to give at that moment, because he was in a sunken place at the end of the day. So But we do agree that he, we should have did fashions. We should have been talking about everybody fashions. Maybe
Oh
we'll
no, that
we'll
no.
well, no, I'm just saying we can just rate that who can dress and who can dress. But I guess okay, well, I guess that ship has sailed. Okay, do you need to we need to move it a little along. Do you have anything to add to Mikey?
Um, I will say this: they really focused heavily on this Mikey Brandon situation, and I feel like Mikey and Brandon ended that. They ended that. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
continually pressing on that is like, girl, after a while, it's tired. Like, we got it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we
Because
get
I
it.
still think Mikey still like him. I think it would have been brought up once and then they could have let it go, but you know how the girls are. It's no storyline. Like
Yeah.
this season really didn't have a full storyline. It was very a hiccup at the end of the day. I feel like with these shows, and I know that they try to put the people who are filming it, whatever case may be, I know they put a lot into it, but I think sometimes you were like, you know what, I'm just not gonna put this out. Like this was just a test run, and maybe you can let them watch it privately to see how they're acting so they can do better. You know,
Right.
I don't know. But I don't think the show should have been put out at all.
And we'll talk about why in a second because we will talk about somebody else.
Hmm.
But I feel like,
So
go ahead.
no, no, you go right ahead. You got it.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like that's the thing with Mikey. I just, I don't think he was bad for the show, but if he was going through a lot. So I feel like if you're going through something like that, I wouldn't have came on this show. I would have kind of given myself time,
Hmm.
be in the background watching the show. That's what I feel. He should have been in the background watching what the show was going to be like and seeing if that's what he needed to
Hmm.
do right now. Because if he's not feeling
Yeah.
at his best, I don't feel like coming on this show was a good idea. To be
Yeah,
honest with
it's
you.
not going to help. It's just basically going to show us what's really going on at the end of the
Yes.
day.
And it's not good for you. Emotionally, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it with Mikey.
Okay, you guys. So we're gonna be done with Mikey. We're gonna leave Mikey alone. We say he should not show back up. He needs to work on his mental health, and even well, like I said, I don't know him without that part. So maybe if he wasn't going through what he was going through mentally, maybe we'd have got a different side of him. But we're gonna just say we're gonna give him his pink slip. He don't have to come back.
Right.
Okay, so I guess we have our top two that the second one actually made the first one made a storyline for the second person, which it should really have been, which is Carl and Brandon.
Yes. Now, who do you want
So
to start
which
with?
one gonna go first?
Wig. Now that's both asking.
Oh, I guess we should go with
Let's.
Carl since Carl was
Yes,
the girl that was keeping the drama going. So
he was
just speak on it, baby.
Wig. Okay, here's my thing.
Hmm.
I feel like Carl was trying to give us a good show,
Hmm.
but the problem with that was it wasn't from his own storyline.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're listening to you talk about something that's not pertaining to you.
Yeah.
Like you're telling us, oh yeah, Brandon's doing this, Brandon's doing that, Brandon's in this. And it's like, okay, but what about you?
Yeah.
That's the point. Like we came here to learn about everybody else's personal issues, their personal story, their this, their that. And I feel like the problem is it stopped being about everybody. Well, it didn't even start off being about everybody. It started off being about Brandon. And
Yes.
they should just call the show Brandon and Friends.
You really.
Because because I feel like I don't know anybody else. I feel like I don't know what Larry does. I saw that he's doing music and I saw the stuff, but I don't feel like we got to know Larry. I don't feel like we got to know Freshie and Lacey, especially Freshie. We didn't know who that
Mm.
was. They
Well, would you
barely,
say they're to blame? Would you say they're to blame the reason why the storyline went so far? If they would have took a moment to say, "Well, we don't want to talk about that. We really don't care," because I think
well,
that would have deadened the situation.
I could agree with that. From what I read, what I looked at, the video that I sent you with Brandon and Carl was arguing back and forth. What
Hmm.
what Carl said was that, and Brandon agreed. Brandon said it, and Carl agreed. They felt like, well, Brandon said, I felt like nobody else was willing to open up and show their personal life. So I was the only person that was like really open and upfront and honest about who I was and what I was dealing with. And it felt like everybody was withholding who they were and what they were dealing with. So you have a unequal show when you have a bunch of people who aren't trying to
Uh,
give themselves.
well, I do get that, but at the end of the day, they have that right to hold on to that, because in the end they're not saying nothing bad about you. You just felt the point where, oh, I just want to expose these people, and not these people meaning just only Brandon. And I feel like he picked a target, and that's the only thing he was hitting at. He was not
Yeah,
coming for everybody. Now if you're gonna be that girl that's gonna shake things up or whatever case may be, you need to come for everybody, not pick on one particular person. And the tagline is OnlyFans. That's it.
right.
So that's when it was a difference, because if you said that everybody else was not opening up, which again we went through the whole list and we really don't know about a lot of these people that's on the show. We don't know too much about hold on, let me get my our list. Larry, Chris, we don't really know too much about them. Maybe he could have been focusing on them, because I mean, you was trying to get a point of something shady or something that was
Yeah,
a person had to hide. So why you didn't took your time doing that to everybody on the cast? Even Lacey, you could have been doing something with that. You did Mikey because he was connected to Brandon, but it was still like attack on Brandon, even though it was attack on Mikey as well. You could have did Freshie as well, Lacey's wife. You could have did that as well. So if you're gonna be that girl, that's gonna be that wild card, that's gonna, get everybody together, you need to get
exactly.
everybody together, not one particular person, and not Brandon's friend. And the only reason why you got him because that was Brandon's friend. So
Yeah. And you know him. I think he also mentioned, because they have a
a
podcast or
show
something,
together.
a show together. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, no. Brandon was the one that said that, where he was like, I feel like they focused more so on me and what I was doing and didn't show what y'all were doing. And I feel like it sucks because we all were doing stuff at the time and we're all doing stuff. But then Brandon was like, it's also just the fact that nobody else was really forthcoming with what they were doing. Everybody was kind of withholding a lot of their personal issues, except Mikey.
Mhm.
Mikey was really open, but I feel like some of that he could have kept to himself.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that's just me. But I think that's just
He
the
could have.
thing is, huh?
I said he could have.
Yeah.
I agree.
But it's just, yeah, he was basically one of the only ones that was really forthcoming with what he was dealing with, and was one of the only ones that was really open and honest. But probably, and I think that maybe this is just me, I think he's the only one that's actually done a reality show before.
Hmm.
So it could have something to do with that, where it's like all the other people, they're so used to being behind the scenes and low key that it's like, girl, when you're on a reality show, you got to be ready, because
Oh,
we come here
absolutely.
to see the drama, we come here to see the mess, we come here to talk about y'all, and we want to see y'all have fun at the same time. And I think that's the problem. It's like it doesn't feel like we got all of that.
No, we didn't. I feel like what like you said, being on these reality shows is, it makes me feel like when I was in New Orleans. Now, in New Orleans, we do a thing which is called ribbon. You may call it, basically cracking jokes.
Yeah.
So on each other. So I knew when I was in school and growing up, I knew that I had to collect information.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be prepared. So if I go back and forth with you, I'm gonna be ready to go for the juggler. I'm gonna tear you down because at the end of the day, I did not have the best shoes. I didn't have the best clothes like that. So I have to be prepared. If you come for me, I'm gonna go for the juggler. I'm gonna tear you down, and
Right.
I'm gonna make everybody laugh at your ass. So I would be doing a thing if I was on a reality show. I would be collecting dirt. I would be looking up bloggers. I'd be looking up everything. So whenever you come for me, honey, I am ready with receipts. I am going on what the streets said. I will be prepared
So you
at
would
the end
do
of the day.
what Ashley was doing on Potomac, was
I
just like,
sure
I
the hell
I looked
would.
you up, Robin. You only have
Look,
two
let me
cents
tell
to your
you
name.
something. Let me tell you something. I'm already too sensitive as it is. And one thing I do not like to do, I can't argue too much with a person that I don't know. So if
Yeah.
you tell me you're gonna put me in a room with them and we supposed to be on a show together and the show is built on shit like this happening, baby, you will not catch me off guard. You make, I may be, well, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm like, okay, this is the show. Okay, whatever. We got to go forward. I'm going to be prepared for your ass. You're not going to mess with me. So I remember I was plotting on this boy. This boy, he had came to our school, and I was like, I did my little research. I did, I collected my information. I got a little jokes in, my little digs in, and what I was gonna say to his ass. And I was like, he's bound to tell me something, so I'm just waiting on this little ass. And he told me something, and bitch, I had some fire for him, and I lit his ass up, and I had. He thought he had people laughing at me. I reversed the charges. I said, "Oh no, girl, this ain't what you're gonna do. Reverse." I'm already prepared.
Because
That's what we do.
you playing chess, not checkers.
Okay, I was ready, girl. I can't So I feel like, with Brandon with this situation, he should have been more well enough prepared, but I think the point is he be acting like a deer in the headlights or a fish in headlights, if you want to say.
Girl.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
And where were you at on the point when he was bringing up the information about Mikey, having a crush on Brandon still? Because that was something that was part of him, a part of his storyline. Because again, he made this a storyline.
Where was I at with Brandon bringing up the
No, not
what you call
Brandon. Carl bringing up the situation with Mikey and Brandon to his boyfriend.
I saw that. I remember that. My feelings about that. I think that that was wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. With if I'm in a relationship with somebody, don't bring up something that's of my past.
Yes.
And especially, I don't know. I don't feel like that's really important information to tell somebody. If we're just going to be dating,
No.
if we're dating and I don't tell you who I was dating at one point in time, I just don't feel like it's important information because I just don't think that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about you, but I know for me, if I'm telling you something, it's because there's probably something there. And I want to make sure you know something.
Well, I think the point is with the a boyfriend,
Mhm.
because just saying, you got to understand when a person is being messy trying to give you information versus just concern,
And that was
you
miss.
know,
I fully believe
and
that yeah, that was miss.
at the end of the day, and I'm not gonna let a person that's trying to be messy with me to be messy to trying to get back at someone or whatever case may be to see me sweat or whatever case may be. I'm not gonna
Agree.
give you that at the end of the day because I can always have the conversation. And let's be clear, the conversation would have definitely happened off camera. Let's be clear about that. Because yes, I
Yeah.
would have said something or whatever case may be. But I'm like, for you to try to hurt him
Mhm.
in hurting me. That is the issue I have at the end of the day. Because you was never concerned.
And that's the
You never
problem. It's like
was.
you're sitting here telling me something, and it's not coming from a space of concern. It's more so coming from a space of, I'm being messy. And it's like, listen,
Yeah.
listen. We come to this show because we want the mess, we want the tea, the gossip, the drama. We want all that. We do. We absolutely do. It's
Mm-hmm.
great. We love it. But I feel like the problem was he was the only one being messy on the show.
Yeah.
So it made for an unequal setup, if that makes sense. Where it's like you're
Absolutely.
being messy, but nobody else is being messy. Everybody else is chilling. And so it just kind of makes you
Yeah.
look
Well,
like the problem.
which he really was. But well, my point is, at the end of the day, they didn't have a lot of strong personalities. I mean, if you're talking about Chris,
Hmm.
model tone, Larry, light skin. Yeah, how far we can go with that? Mikey, depressed. You know, what you gonna do? Lacey, every once in a while she says some slick shit, but it's really where were you gonna go?
True.
The cast was basically horrible to begin with at the end of the day. So yes, I understand he tried to spice it up, but I think the point is it was just horrible.
It was. And
It was
and like I
horrible.
said, it
It
was
just looked like,
unequal.
girl, it was like you're trying too hard. I understand that you're trying to bring a show and make a show, but I feel like it was trying too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. And that's the thing. That's why I said it felt unequal because you're the only one bringing the mess and the drama. Everybody else is chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of feels like y'all are all. It felt kind of I don't know. It just didn't feel equal. Like, okay, perfect example. When you think about this other web show that we're looking at, On the Way Up, Atlanta, the new season is really good so far. And it's only been what, two
Mm-hmm.
episodes already out? It's only two episodes out. And I think what made it good is just like the cast is interesting. They're funny, they're
Mm-hmm.
fun. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And same
Mm-hmm.
with G Status, which, whatever, girl. And all that other
Mm-hmm.
stuff is like they're interesting because they have something there. This, it feels like,
They have personalities,
yeah.
basically. And we want to we look. Let's be clear, you guys. We're not saying that these people don't have a personality. They don't have reality TV personalities. It's a
Yes.
difference.
Yes. That's what it is.
Okay, it's a
Yeah,
difference
I mean, you
at
can
the end of
have
the
a
day.
personality in real life. And I feel like they all have personalities in real life, but it's just like real life and reality show personalities are completely different people.
Yeah, you know. And you have that good personality. People are like, you'll be good for reality TV. Like when a person tell you that, that means you got a personality that person like this person is stupid. Like you gotta be. I want my reality stars to be people on the show to just be talking reckless. I need you at the table. You got to give us something with Gardini. When Gardini came on the set, baby, he was just talking shit. He went through
Oh,
the whole
yes.
cast and read them through
I
film,
feel like
and it was like, girl, it was
it was
shady, but it
funny.
was truthful.
Like when he said, "Yeah, anybody can put mesh on a garment and call it fashion." That was amazing.
That's it.
Amazing.
That was it. That's what you want to be. You got to be that kind of person, and you got to have your own personality. At the end of the day, you got to have your own way of doing it. We don't want you to be copying, but because we need the followers too. In the reality show, we be having those too. So I guess Mikey fit that point of being a follower versus standing on his own 2 feet.
Right.
To me personally, so that's what we want.
Agreed. We want personality. We want.
And Carlos. I mean, like I said, I didn't care for him. I would not want him
Yeah.
in return.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I don't know. It's like I feel like,
Are
huh?
we ready to move on with him? Are we ready to move on with him? Or you
I feel
got
like he
something
was
to add?
trying a lot to do something and be that girl. He was trying to be the Nene of the show. Let's be honest. He was trying to be the Nene of the show, and the problem is being the Nene of the show. You have to rock everything you do. You have to say everything you have to say, and it has to be
Mhm.
funny. And I feel like this OnlyFans
Yeah.
situation, it just wasn't interesting, nor was it really funny. So yeah, that's it.
Mm. All right, let's move along. Okay. And we have
Who was
Brandon.
unofficially the
I'm quite
star
sure
of the
you need to
show?
start with this
Unofficially.
one.
Like, not
Mm.
trying to be, and not to say that he was the best person on the show, but he was unofficially the star of the show. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. Every single piece of drama here.
I thought at one point Larry was
You
supposed to be
think
the
so?
star. I thought that's who was supposed to be the star. He was supposed to be leading the cast.
I could see that because he was more the mediator. And there's nothing wrong with being the
Yeah.
mediator, but it's like, girl, you gotta, like we said a lot previously, you gotta have your own thing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon was interesting, but I feel like I wanted more from this series. I think that's the problem. And that's the point. It's a desire that I want better for it. I think it deserved better. And I think it could have been better, but we got what we got.
Hmm. So how you felt about the porn situation? Do you feel like it was something that, because again, he brought it up to before Carl came on the scene when he was talking about it, and basically he said because he was broke, the reason why he got on OnlyFans, and then he turned around when Carl brought the situation up and said that wasn't a
Yeah.
reason why, but clearly shouldn't have ran it back and said like basically that's what he said.
Well, they kept playing that and repeating that, and it's like, trust me, we got it. Like we're like, oh, trust me, we got it, we get it. But yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with them kind of doing that and talking about that and everything. I just feel like it kind of ran its course. The whole OnlyFans thing, it really truly ran its course. And after a while, it was just not that interesting. And you just don't care. Especially
Yeah.
like nowadays where it's like everybody has an OnlyFans now. Everybody. Celebrity, all people. Everybody has an OnlyFans. So it doesn't really matter. We're just kind of like over it. At least I was.
Yeah. Oh no, I was. I was too. I felt like it was whipping a dead horse. I felt like it was nothing there. Okay, you expose them. I think the point is how Brandon handled it too, as well. Because like I said, certain things you can just deaden it. I'm like, okay, I did that. Girl, you did it. Yeah, girl, I'm poor. I am absolutely poor. I am glad I'm doing this. Just tell the news. Tell it all. Yeah, are you ashamed? I don't know. What you want me to be ashamed? It's a way you can deaden a thing when a person's trying to use it towards against you at the end of the day. And this is something you sign up for. That's your OnlyFans or something. And I think you should not allow a person to shame you in what you do, and you do for your fans. So it's just whatever or whatever case may be. And I think I think he was trying to go that route at first when he was being sarcastic about the situation at the table, And then it's just like, girl, you just really got emotional about it. And I was like, girl, I can care less
Right.
how you feel. You a hater. You don't have nothing else to do. I would have definitely made him stop. I'd have been like, I know you need a storyline, and clearly I am it. Oh no, I'm not. Well, let's see if you talk about it tomorrow. We gonna see, girl, because I'm your storyline. It's so many ways he could have went with it, making him drop it. Because it's like if you bring it up, clearly this just showing that this is all you got at the end of it. Well, I feel like, the way he could have really handled that situation, he could have definitely did in that situation when a person trying to make a storyline out of something. Like I said, he could have did like, oh, he could have brought the car, could have been like, oh, I heard you do OnlyFans and stuff like that. I sure do, and all that. Well, are you happy doing it? I mean, I wouldn't sign up if I'm not happy. Well, are you ashamed of it? Do you want me to be ashamed of it? No, I'm asking you, really, what do you want from me? You like, like, what is this about? Or whatever kids be. I do OnlyFans. Clearly, I'm okay with it. I accept it. This is my thing. But I feel like, again, the way Brandon is handling this situation is the same way Sherrod on G Status is handling it. It's like some part of you is ashamed of this, and it's like, girl, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna take people that's gonna be judgmental towards it, and remind you Brandon was a person that was really strongly talking bad about people who was doing sex work and stuff like that. He did. And now that he's one of those people that is now participating, I know it looks as a point of how people are looking at him. Some people have gotten over it, but other people are, yes, they're gonna make him live that point. And he got to be like, you know what? I was at that point one time looking at people doing it, but I'm part of the community. I get it. I understand. And I apologize and I'm moving forward. And, I'm not here to please everybody, but, my fans. I've spoken
Right.
on the situation. But that's not Brandon. Brandon's defensive. Some part of him is ashamed of it. And it's like, you allowing this person to hold this over your head. And it's like, girl, you know,
Right.
delete your OnlyFans if that's it. Like, you got this whole person carrying out a situation that I could have been like, girl, I'm not even on the
Agreed.
phone. You know, and I brought up the same thing. If this was, I'm like, I would have brought up to Carl if I was Brandon. Oh, this is your storyline. You have nothing else to talk about but me. But let's just see. Oh no, I'm not. You're not my storyline. Let's see if you're gonna talk about it tomorrow. Because if you talk about me tomorrow, I'm your storyline. I'm just saying. It's ways you can make him look
It is.
foolish. Because that would have been something like if let me say, look, if it's something that I do and I'm passionate like my job, it may not be the best job in society eyes to people, but I like my job. I work, I bring home money, I take care of myself, I take care of my boyfriend, I take care of the people that I can't help around me, and I'm not ashamed of what I do. And I'm not gonna let nobody come in at any point, anywhere, to make me feel like what I do is not
Right.
important and stuff like that. Last time I checked, they got people that got high corporate jobs and stuff like that, and they was out of work, but I was still working. So let's talk about it. The people that did look down on, which are the essential workers, they was the one that kept this country
Essentially, yeah.
moving.
They really was. Like literally legit
Look
was.
at that.
They really was.
And the OnlyFans people was keeping people entertained too as well. They was making money. So if you're gonna do something, be proud of it at the end of the day. And it's just whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
or whatever. Oh, girl, I just thought about that guy name we was talking about. You remember Hollywood that we was talking about on his Climax. I don't know if we
No,
said the
we
name
called him by
right
his
because
real
he
name,
does
which was
porn. I don't know
Hollywood.
why I
His
can't remember.
his adult entertainer name. We called him yes.
Okay, well, he's also known as Climax. If you guys don't know Hollywood, okay, I'm just saying because some people may know him by
That's a
some
deep dive for
some other
y'all.
part. So I don't know why that came in my head. It's just it's a
That's a
random
deep
thought.
dive for y'all if y'all saw the episode.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what it was for him. So do you have anything else to add on the OnlyFans situation? Because we got to switch over to the situation with the
No, I'm
boyfriend.
good. I think to be honest with you, we were on it for too long already. The show was on it for too long, so it's yeah, it's let's end it there.
Okay, so I think the last part we just gotta say with the Brandon situation is definitely the boyfriend situation with Mikey and stuff like that of how he handled it with his boyfriend. What you feel?
um, I I don't really know if that was what Mikey was doing. Like, oh, he rolls his eyes when I'm in the room, or he does this when I'm in the room, and it's like if he was like in love with Brandon as much as he says, I could see it being that way. But I also feel like, you're still Brandon's boyfriend. You were the choice. You're the person that Brandon wants to be with. So all these other people, none of them matter. At the end of the day, none of them matter at the grand
Mm-hmm.
scheme of this relationship. So whatever
Yeah.
this person got to say, whatever this person got feelings are, whatever this and that, it don't matter. If Mikey has a problem,
Mm-hmm.
Mikey's just gonna have a problem over there, but not in your relationship. So I feel like it's one of
Absolutely.
those. Like I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, it don't matter. Y'all are good. You're the one that Brandon wants to be with, and I think they make a cute little couple. A cute little couple. Yeah.
They do. They do. Sometimes, the
Okay, girl.
Cancer and the Scorpio
Okay,
do
girl.
work out. Not all the time.
Okay, girl.
Oh, girl, not all the times. Them
That's also
Scorpios are
very true.
crazy. Yeah, I feel definitely the same way about that as well with the Brandon and his boyfriend situation. Like you said, he did chose him, and that should be it at the end of the day. Like, trust me, and I understand sometimes, when you're in a relationship with someone, you're gonna have that moments where you will not be comfortable with this person being around the person that you're dating. I had the same situation happen in my relationship, and I say you need to
Right.
trust me at the end of the day. And I understand you don't trust this person, but you should trust
Right.
me at the end of the day.
Agreed.
And I know he did and stuff like that. That still doesn't take away the person not wanting this person around you. Because I'm the same way too as well. But the way I want to handle it, and handle the situation just like how he handled the situation with Mikey. Let me handle it the way I'm handling it, and just
Right.
and trust me on it.
Agreed. Agreed.
Basically. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't think anything really too much else happened with the storyline because basically with Brandon, Carl making Brandon the star of the show at the end of the day. I don't think it was too much to add on. I do feel like at the end of the day, we brought it up before with Brandon. He does have a thing where he lies. And 'cause, Scorpios are very secretive, and they'll do a thing. And Scorpios do this. Don't get this twisted. They will tell you something, and if you try to bring it up, they will act like they never said it. I have seen this happen. My sister's a Scorpio. I have seen her do things like that, and I'm like, "Are you a lying?" But okay. And I feel like with him, he's been caught in lies of saying, "Oh, well, that didn't happen, or this didn't happen." Or okay, girl, okay, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I think I just don't like that. I feel like it's untrustworthy, and I really do too much. Don't care for Brandon, especially since the situation with G Status, the way he handled the situation with Charlie and our guy over a situation that was brought back to him
Yeah,
by
I remember
Delicious,
that. Girl.
and
Ugh.
getting to the full bottom of it. Yeah,
I didn't like that.
and I feel like Brandon does have an ego. He in his head thinks everything is about him, which in this situation with the Carl situation, it was about
It
him.
was. That
Um, just saying.
delicious
But
situation was really
the
about
situation
him
with
too.
Sherrod, I mean, with,
The delicious charade one. That was about him too, but the problem was, yeah.
he got the wrong person.
Cause let's just be honest. Yeah, they were saying something shady, but it's like Really, the person you should be checking is the person that didn't check them in the moment. Who was Sharad? Sharad was,
Absolutely.
well, not check them. Sharad was the one that was like, "Oh yeah, let's talk about this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, girl, why do you have an issue with Brandon? Let's ask that question.
Well, my point is we could never get to it because she shut it down. Because last time I checked, they didn't even know Brandon like that. They
Right.
knew of him. And they just said, oh, we just know that he works at this place in California. That's what he was working at. Whoop de whoop. Which column had the
Mm-hmm.
information at the end of the day? And I think that's what they was confused about. Like, girl, we just say that you worked there. That's where you worked at. Oh, and again, here's another situation where Brandon is basically ashamed where he worked. Girl, if you work that pizza, California pizza, girl, just say, girl, I worked there and what else? You know, okay, they was making, girl, look, anything that anyone does can be made a
Exactly.
joke out of. It can.
Listen, listen. You sing? Really?
It
What
can.
kind of singer are you? Are you a good singer or do you struggle? You know, you can.
Thank you. I worked at McDonald's. Girl, you flipping them burgers. Girl, I sure am.
Remember when Wendy was like, "Oh yeah, my dad
I
named me after Wendy's," and everybody was like, "Oh, 4 for 4."
like, like, come on. Look, you cannot let this situation break you. That shit is so weak. Like, girl, CPK, that's where he was working, or whatever case may be. That's what we know at the end of the day. And it really was, like I said, it was probably a little bit of shade or whatever case may be. But, girl, it really wasn't nothing. And like I said, I understand how the information was brought back to him because, like I said, it was brought back to him because of a friend. But I really like to get into the point of what they said because I'm like, what else did they say? They was talking match. No one's gonna come and tell me someone was saying something about me and they can't tell me exactly all what they
Right.
said. Or they was talking stuff about you. They just say you was working at Pizza King and this and that and this
All
and
right.
that. I'm like, what is this and that? I I need to know
I
where
would
where
love
it
to
went.
know why I was being brought up in the first place. What was I brought up in the first place?
Thank you. And how long was I brought up in front of you? I wasn't gonna talk about you in front of me because I'll be like, oh, that's my girl, that's my friend. I'm sorry, that's my friend. Nope, my friend. We
Right.
ain't gonna talk about it. I don't want to hear nothing.
Agreed. Agreed.
Conversation shut down.
Agreed. Agreed.
The conversation then got shut down until Sharad was gonna say something. That when because the conversation wasn't going nowhere besides, oh, have you heard Brandon? Yeah, he worked at California
Yeah,
Pizza.
and it was
Oh,
like,
girl, let me tell you,
Brandon. Who was
he
Brandon? What
was gonna
Brandon?
say something.
Oh, California Pizza Kitchen. Gotcha. Yes, it was a little shady how they did it, but it wasn't really like, girl, it wasn't that big a deal. Let's be honest. It wasn't like they was like, yeah, girl, you serve pizza. She be slinging the pizzas. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, oh yeah, that girl. Once she didn't she used to be on About Him? Look how the girls have fallen. It wasn't like that.
But let's just say, okay, let's take this moment out. Let's just say if it wasn't shady, a person trying to find out who you, yeah, they will connect
All right.
something to you. If you worked at some place, I worked at McDonald's. If a person, they got some people that only knows me from working at McDonald's. I had met people and it was like, where I know you from? And then I'll be like, oh, you might have seen me here. I worked here. Oh, you worked at McDonald's. I'm like, oh yeah, I did.
All
Like
right.
this where you know me from. Like I'm not ashamed of it. It's like even if it wasn't shady, it still would
True.
have been a problem for him. Whatever case may be. But if a person know you from that, that's where you known from.
Well,
That's where you worked at.
I
That
feel like
is
I
it
think
is.
probably for him, a lot of people recognize him from About Him. That's really the series that people think about. Well, at least for people who don't live in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
but I don't think everybody in the community have saw him
You don't
on
think
about
so?
him. And maybe that's where he I don't think everybody has.
Hmm.
I don't think everybody has. I feel sorry that he thinks everybody thinks that or whatever because they got a lot of gay people that probably do not know who he is. And I feel like, just saying, I don't feel that. I mean, you feel that every black gay male knows
No,
who
no, no,
he
no.
is.
I was saying he's probably under the assumption that people recognize him from that first. And I think that's the point.
I guess, girl. I guess, but I think he's just one of those arrogant people that think everybody knows him. At the end of the day,
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I could see that. But for me, I was just kind of like, I know him from this, so that's what I first think of. So for me, it was like, oh, okay, California Pizza Kitchen is where y'all know him from. That's not really that big of a deal. That's where he worked. That's where he worked.
yeah,
Girl, nobody cares. Like if you worked there, you work there. If somebody has something to say about where you work, then they they giving you a check? Like you cutting a check? You got a job for me somewhere better? You don't? Okay then, shut up. Nobody cares. I don't want to hear, "Oh, you work at this place."
hmm
Okay, and I do. I did.
but we should have known that he was already super sensitive when that situation was brought up by the Pizza King situation. So we already knew, damn, the OnlyFans was
True.
going to be another situation as
Yeah,
well.
I guess that's true, girl.
Just
I guess that's true, wig.
so that's why I really don't care for that boy, because he can dish it, but he can't take. I don't even know if he dish it. I think it was he does things and then he just gets. I would say he's dishing his
Mhm.
life, but I'm like, this is your life, right? I mean, I don't know.
It's the thing.
Enough on that. Do you have anything to add? Do you feel like Brandon should
I
come for the
feel
next
like
season?
if he comes back for the next season, come back and get ready to shade the girls and know what they got going on, and just if they bring up what you did or what you do, girl, they just gonna bring it up. This is a reality show. They're going to do that. It's a part of the game. They're gonna be
Hmm.
shady, they're gonna be
Yeah.
messy. If they can find a good little read in about a person, they'll find a good little read in about you. So you better be ready to do back to them what they're trying to do to you.
Hmm.
So, like, if a girl got to read on what you do, be like, girl, I don't know what you do. So, let's start there. Let's find out what you do. Do you have a job? Do you have anything that you're going with? I do music. What do you do? The same kind of music that everybody else is doing? Like, are you doing anything new, groundbreaking? What are you doing in life? Because from what I'm seeing, you're not really doing anything. You're worried more about my life. And I mean, listen, if you want to be an assistant, it sounds like you need something to do. So maybe being my assistant might be what you need to do.
There you go. See, that's a good read.
Something or something. Just do
That's what we
something.
want,
Just get
Brandon. We
ready.
want.
Just be ready because the girls are ready. That's the point. That's the name of the game. That's the
Hmm.
point of this is the girls, they will look your information up and they're ready to shade you about you. So be ready to shade them back.
Well, I think he may should. I think
Yeah.
he should return. I would definitely see if he would get better. I still don't really care for him too much, but I think we want to see what he got. But out of all, how would you rate this? Through 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, what would you
Um
rate this show?
from what I'm seeing so far, I would give it a solid 2. I'd give it a 2.
Me too. I was thinking about that number. I was like, I'm gonna give them 1 for effort, 2 that they was
Yeah,
on
they were
time. I
consistent.
guess, you know, putting it
They
out
just
there.
weren't that
But yeah,
interesting. And I think the problem is that
not at
y'all were
all.
so focused on Brandon that it's just like, girl, everybody else took a back seat. And it's
Hmm.
like, girl, there were so many other people on this that y'all could have focused on. There were so many other stories that was going on. Y'all could have did that. None of that happened. So we got what we got.
Mm.
Is essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna pack it up
Yes.
right there. Same thing. I'm gonna give it a two. Everything our Lord said is
Mhm.
basically what I was gonna say. Basically, um, we gave you all our opinions on everyone. Do we want the show to return? Did we ever get to that point? Do you want the show to return?
I would want it to return. I just want better. I think that's my problem. It's like it's
Okay.
it at its current stage, it needs somebody that has a real true love for reality television and knows what the viewers want to see
Mm.
and will pick up on that and give us something, like bring something to us where we're like, girl, what? Like, okay, of your top what web reality shows can you think of that have really brought it?
Well, you
You
already know
know?
Chasing Atlanta. I mean, it's definitely borrowed it. G status. I do like G status. I love the setup of the
Mhm.
personalities that they do have on there. Chasing Dallas actually
Oh,
done
that second
way
season was
much better
so good.
than the
It was
first.
actually good. It was actually good. The second season. That first season, girl, it
Yeah,
was struggling.
it's
That
crazy.
first season
They
was
got some people.
struggling.
I really want to see. Girl, what about that show? Girl, you remember that show? I'm so you guys. Sorry, guys. We really on left base. Remember that show was the drag queen show? Remember that?
Oh, that was made by the people who did the come up, right?
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it made by the people that did the come up?
It was like a web show. I think it was.
I think so.
Why we didn't finish watching it?
I don't even think we started watching it.
Okay, we may have to piggy. I don't know. Well, yes, like I said, I do want to see if they can come back with it. I'm willing to give a second chance, a third chance. I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna give it to them. But I only watched this because oh Lord wanted to watch it due to the point that
Okay,
his
girl.
fave was in there.
Again, doing too much.
Girl, let's be clear. Only reason why I watched this show was because of him. I would have not watched this show because I don't like Brandon.
Weird.
I even stopped watching his interviews even after the situation when he left G Status and he was still talking about it. And I think I watched one interview and I don't even think I finished it. I really just don't care for him as a person. So, just saying. But I think that's our conclusion of the review on
It
Web
is.
Life.
It is. It is. No, no,
Yeah, we went through
I
everybody.
was agreeing
We
that it
did
is.
it. All right, you guys, we're gonna have to head on out now.
Yes, I am a lord. And this is a
And I'm
TL show,
Tyrone.
girl.
We
Just
some tired
tired.
heifers.
You
Oh, girl. I'm all,
don't say it, but just
whatever
go.
we.
Yeah. We'll flip flop and see who says it.
Mhm. All right, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.